All right, Isaac Harris. Jason Kidd changed the starting lineup for the Dallas Mavericks once again. We've been waiting for him to do this. It seems like the 19, 20 game mark was when he decided, all right, I need to change something up about this.
How many starting lineups have we got? Do we know that?
Well, there's been some injuries, so I think that's affected things. So if you want to go, if you're looking it up based on how many times Kidd has changed it or how many times he had to change it.
I just think in total, I'd be fascinated to know that number. I mean, people probably know it by now, but it's also the testament to one of the things we kind of threw out about it on yesterday's pod of
7.
Really? Is that it?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be more. Never mind.
No, because they started that Luka, Hardaway, Dorian, Porzingis, Powell lineup for a lot. Like there's a lot, and then when Luka was out, it was Brunson instead of Luka. So that's essentially this. I'm gonna count that as the same lineup. So that's even 6 if you just want to count it as that.
Yeah.
But all they've done is they've tried, and they also did the one without Porzingis where they put in, Bullock instead of Porzingis. So they really haven't tried a lot of different iterations of the starting lineup. There's just been a couple injuries, and the Mavs have had to put different people in. But really the only change he's made was Willie Cauley-Stein for Dwight, and then Moses for Willie Cauley-Stein when he was out, and then now this one. And so this starting lineup was Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, Dorian Finney-Smith, Dwight Powell, and Reggie Bullock. Dwight Powell getting back into the lineup, and Reggie Bullock starting. What was the difference, and why do you think Kidd made a change?
Oh, man, I was shocked that he switched out Reggie for Tim. For a couple different reasons. One, I think it was pretty evident early on when they re-signed Tim. Tim was pretty happy of, hey, getting the starting role. And that I think Jason Kidd even talked about that in the first part of the season, that, he talked with Tim about being the starter. Tim likes being the starter. He was clear about that last year. But even when he got benched last year, it was, he was so professional about it. He understood. He's like, dude, I get it. I've been in this league for a while. And so I was surprised that, 19 games in, the 20 game mark, that switch was made, especially because Reggie Bullock shooting slump. I mean, he's at 27% from 3 going into this game. And it's like, all right. But I mean, what a confidence booster for somebody like Reggie too. Like I kind of liked it when I seen it. I kind of liked it because I'm like, you know what? That's Jason Kidd saying, I believe in you. You are not this player over these first 19 games of the season. I'm not going to bury you. I'm going to promote you and say, I want to put you into the lineup and say, I want you to start hitting shots. Like I'm going to give you a little confidence boost here. So now I don't know, like if Tim starts this game, do they blow out the Pelicans? Probably, but still this would like Reggie Bullock starting. It had to give him some confidence. He hit a couple threes in this game. And I like that move by Jason Kidd.
And they're different threes, right? Because he's getting threes from Luka. Those threes get you paid, right? And it's even more wide open threes because of the space that Luka brings. If you guys remember, Isaac just mentioned this last year. Tim started the first. Let's see. He started the first. 18. He started the first 17 of the first 20 games. He was out for one of them, so that one doesn't count. But he didn't start for 2. But he started 17 of the first 20 games. And the 20 game mark last season. Do you remember what the Mavericks record was?
No, I don't.
8-12.
Woo!
Remember, it was this awful start to the year. Porzingis hadn't really gotten going because he started the year late. The Mavericks were not playing well, and that's when Carlisle decided to change the lineup. It's this. We're doing the same thing again, except for the Mavericks' record is better this year, right?
11-9.
11-9 now. They're 8-12 last year, so it's the same script as last year. Mavericks weren't doing well. They needed to change. They decided to put Tim on the bench, and then Tim basically sat the bench until the rest of the season, until the last 8 games of the year, and then he started all the playoff games too. So are we doing the same exact thing again? I think that they needed some defense in the starting lineup. They needed a little bit. They needed those 2 guys, and it was against the Pelicans. The Mavericks were shooting incredibly well. Luka was on a heater. Like there's just, you can't take a ton away from, all right, this was the answer, and this is the reason why this starting lineup worked. You can't really take a lot from this game. But if I'm going to try to guess why they made that change, it's because the bench needed some more scoring, right? Especially if Brunson's not going and Luka is off the floor. Where's offense coming from? It's just Brunson and Burke. And sometimes if Brunson's not going, then you're just sunk. And so Tim brings a little bit more offense off the bench. Bullock can bring some more defense onto the starting unit because that unit was really struggling defensively. Yeah. And then Dwight Powell, we saw what Moses Brown did, and maybe that's enough for Jason Kidd to say, well, he got destroyed by Jared Allen, and so we don't want to put him against Jonas Valanciunas. Fair, right? Like that's a fair move by Jason Kidd. And so then he decided to put Dwight Powell in. And what they did was they had KP come over and help on Jonas a lot. Jonas was only 1 of 8 in this game, and he didn't hit any threes, even though he was the NBA's leading 3-point shooter coming into the game. But they did really well on him, and it worked.
No, you made a good point with the bench unit there. How many? I mean, we just heard, we've referenced this multiple times, but we just heard KP a few weeks ago talking about when Luka was out of, his post game. It was, we run a pick and roll so much, with Brunson and I, if Brunson doesn't have the shot, we can't get a quick post up for me, then we're kind of just out there, just kind of standing around trying to figure it out. Well, that's basically the bench unit, right? Because they run KP with Brunson and them a decent amount. Well, now you add Tim to that bench unit. Well, now you got another option of offense where it's not just a pick and roll. If no one's there, everybody's just standing around. Now you have three points of offense with the bench unit when Luka's off the floor, because when Luka's on the floor, everything's running through Luka. So I think it's a natural thing of, hey, it's easier to put Reggie out there instead of Tim. And it's the defense factory, like you said. Like, Tim really struggles a lot on perimeter defense. And when you go against another team, if Ja was playing for Memphis on Saturday, then if Reggie was still starting, Reggie could take that, that matchup compared to, I don't know who else. Like, if Tim started tonight in place of Reggie Bullock, I guess Dorian's going to take that, but when Dwight, the thing you do lose when you take Tim off the floor in this lineup is, outside of Luka, who's handling the ball at all?
Yeah.
Because then it's Reggie, Dorian, Dwight, KP alongside Luka. You don't really have another ball handler out there, but if you have Luka out there, you can kind of get away with just running everything through him.